Hey guys, it's Tracy. This video is gonna be basically about sort of my journey with my transition on when I knew that I was feeling different with the fact that, I am biologically a male, but I didn't feel like I was a male. Um, Honestly, I don't really have much to tell you, honestly, because I did live pretty much my whole life up until like what year are we in? 4 years ago? Yeah, 4 years ago. Up until 4 years ago, I lived as a boy, and I lived as a boy very uncomfortably. I didn't understand why I was so uncomfortable with myself. So things I did was I hung out with girls and did, the gossip, talk about boys. I was completely just like all for it. I was comfortable with it. And I was like, this is great. Trying to do the same thing with the guys, minus the gossip and talking about boys. Would be the opposite, obviously. It didn't. I wasn't clicking with the guys, and I couldn't figure it out why. Maybe I just felt like I was like, these guys don't like me or whatever. Right? So, going through high school, I got bullied a lot. I got bullied a lot because I was expressing myself more feminine than I was expressing myself more masculine, right? Okay? And I didn't understand it. Honestly, I really didn't. And my female friends probably didn't understand it either. Sorry. So I'm like, okay, so I went through high school, literally, I went through male puberty and everything. Oh my god, male puberty? No. Ever. I'd never want to wish that upon anybody that does not feel like they're in the right body with their, the brain and the genitalia. Because it'll all, from what I've understood by researching and the way people have explained it to me, it has to do with what's in here. If your brain doesn't match with your body, you're going to feel uncomfortable, you're going to feel like you're in the wrong body. It's not going to be good. And the worst thing you could do is go through living the person that you're biologically assigned. Because it'll cause things like depression, anxiety, PTSD, because of the trauma that you've had to experience, and stress, suicidal thoughts, whatnot, right? I was feeling all of that, 100%. I didn't know why. I always thought it was because, girls, and I'm getting bullied all the time, bullied all the time, and picked on, for just being who I was. Like, I looked like a guy, but I did a lot of feminine things, you know what I mean? Right? So, yeah, I just lived as a guy for pretty much my whole life up until 4 years ago. And then after high school, or not after high school, like during those high school years as living as a guy, I was doing, like, I did things where I would try on clothing, like girls' clothing and stuff like that, and I feel really pretty. Like, I was like, oh, this is me, and like, but this needs to not be a thing because people have been picking on me because of doing stuff like this. So I put it away. I locked it all away. I changed my persona. I changed my style. I did all kinds of crazy things that related to being the bad boy, you know what I mean? Like, I was trying to be a bad boy. I was like, oh, maybe if I'm a bad boy, people will accept me more. I got into a fight with somebody, and people left me alone and didn't bully me anymore. And that's what I did. I told a few people that I felt like I was more a female than I was a male, and they're like, well, you should probably not jump on that because somebody might bully you for it. And I was like, yeah, well, I've been bullied my whole life, so I don't really want to add any more to the pot. So I didn't. But they knew, right? People always thought I was gay. My mom thought I was gonna be gay because I did a lot of weird things, like watch My Little Pony. Like I was part of the whole Brony Pegasus group. But I expressed myself that way too. I expressed myself through my favorite character, Fluttershy. But basically, pretty much, as a child, there's no documentation of gender dysphoria as far as I can remember. There was one time where I was dressed as a girl at foster care, and I was really happy, and I really wish I could get in contact with the person that did take care of me when I was in foster care to give me that photo, so I at least have something to go on from my childhood to make me understand why I feel like this. Because I can't really remember my childhood. I don't really know what I went through. What I do know is I was a child, I was a little boy, and I hung out with, you know, my stepdad during those times, and, you know, played in the dirt, exploring, climbed trees. But I was so wimpy, like, they always tried to tough me up, and I just wouldn't do it, right? I remember that much. So over the years of living as a guy, I felt disgusting. I was uncomfortable with my skin, my own skin. You know, I was getting depression and all that stuff, especially when I was starting to go through puberty. And I couldn't figure it out why. I was like, why am I so uncomfortable with my body? Like, I don't get it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And then I started having falls, and it was getting really bad. We're at the point where I ended up at some point, for all those reasons, including that, ending up in the psych ward. But I never mentioned it to my specialist or my psychiatrist or anything, because I was just like, I didn't know. I had more things going on in my mind than to say anything because I was scared. So after a while, I started to more express myself through wearing nail polish, makeup, trying to put makeup on. Didn't know how to do it, obviously. And it, honestly, I felt really good doing that. Like, I felt more myself. Like, I felt happy. I couldn't stop being happy when I did that. But then when I got back on to being, you know, wearing my goth dark clothing, you know, I'm trying to be like a gangster, wearing my hats, you know, the flat caps. You see all those kids that wear in high school, wearing their pants to their ass cracks or whatever. That's how I felt. And I was like, okay, so this is gonna be, this is me. Like, I need to start expressing this. But why haven't I seen anybody else going through this? Like, haven't I seen anybody that feels the same way as I do? So I go research it. I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna search keywords. Why do I feel like this, and that? I found the term transgender. I'm like, never heard of this word. Okay, I'll read on it. I read on it. And everything that was told in the stories of other people was similar to what I was dealing with, except not on an extreme level. Like, I feel like my case is minor compared to everybody else's cases. But I mean, I feel like my case isn't enough to, you know, make a story. But I'm going to do it anyway because this is the true full story. Like, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I'm not going to blow it out of proportion. I'm going to tell you exactly what's going on. I didn't wake up one night being like, oh, I feel like a woman. God, I hate when people say that. No, I felt like that for a long time. I just didn't know how to express it. I felt trapped. I felt so trapped. But I still lived as a guy because that's what I felt was right. Even though I was uncomfortable and depressed, right? So after graduation, I said, fuck it. I'm done. I'm not in school anymore. I can do what I want with my life now, even though I'm still living with my mom. I said, this is it. I'm going to come out. I'm going to tell my mom, Mom, I'm not a boy. Or a boy, yeah. I'm not a boy. Mom, I think I remember the conversation. Mom, I got to tell you something. And I'm sorry I hid this from you. That's what I said to her. And she's like, what? You're scaring me. I'm like, I feel like a woman, Mom. I don't feel like a guy. And she's like, oh, thank God. I thought you got somebody pregnant or something like that. She said something that was really funny, and I'm like, what? No! So she took me to Lavender Lingerie, which is a boutique, and she paid for everything to make me feel more feminine. She got me boobs, everything. She was accepting of it. I loved her so much for it because she made me feel... She literally knew... She knew about it, but she didn't know exactly what it was. But me coming out to her, she finally understood it. She's like, okay, so this is what we need to do. So I went with it. She taught me how to do makeup. She got me, you know, all my clothes and stuff. And I was really, really happy, you know? So, yeah. So I was like, okay, this is great. We did have a few conflicts because, you know, I was her son for so long. And I could understand that. It took a while for her to get her pronouns right. Right? Her pronouns. My pronouns right. It took her a while to start calling me Tracy instead of my biological birth name. And it was great. Like, I felt really supported. I didn't feel really alone in it. And I started talking to supports. And I got, you know, help from my support system. I watched more YouTube videos. It helped understand it more. It helped me transition more. And I was like, okay, so I understand now that if I want to do this right, I need to start seeing a therapist, a specialist, so I can take what they call hormones, HRT or whatever. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm gonna start doing that. This is great. I'm so happy. My depression, everything was just lifted. Like, I felt like something just come off my shoulders. Like somebody literally picked it up and took it off my shoulders. I was the happiest person ever. I came out as a woman, and I told them that this is who I am. This is who I always was. Even though I did live as a boy for pretty much my whole life, I was just in hiding because I didn't understand. But I was so upset and depressed, and I couldn't figure it out why. But this is why. Okay? I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you guys. I don't want to make up a big story. I had a lot of shit go on in my life, but I'm going to be as honest as possible. It's not like, you know, those kids that are born, like at their age of 4, they're like, they know. I don't know, because it wasn't documented. So, I could have been like that, or I could have not have. But I mean, there is something in us, I feel, there is something in us that isn't going to align with our bodies if we have these feelings. So, yeah. I've always felt like my body, like this is such a, like a stereo, sorry that light just shined me, I'm gonna also take off my glasses, because, yeah. Actually, no, I'll keep them on. I always felt like I was very feminine, but I've always, I lived as the guy, and I went through all that hell because I didn't understand, and I wish I would have understood, because I could have saved myself a lot of grief with the whole mental hospital and all of that. Because I look back at it, and it scares the living hell out of me, because if I didn't make the choice to start living as a female when I finally had the opportunity to unwind and think about it, I don't think I honestly would be, I wouldn't be living on my own. I wouldn't have been making all the friends that I have. I wouldn't have found a job temporarily, because I was just so uncomfortable the way I was. Like, I was the most depressed person. Like, I look back on myself, I look at my old photos, I never smiled. The only time I smiled was when I was told to smile. It was all fake. All my smiles are fake, you know? My camera died, so if the video looks like it changed a little bit, I'm sorry. I'm filming off my iPad now. Anyway. So yeah. My story is I've always felt feminine. I've always felt like a girl. But I went through life as a boy because I didn't understand what was going on. I was scared. I got picked on for doing those things that I felt comfortable with. I got scared away from being who I was. And I was also scared of what my mom would have done. But I mean, my mom, honestly, she has made it so much better for me. She helped me understand. She helped me understand myself because she knew in some way that there was something weird with me. But I have her to thank for everything that I've been through, like with the success with my transition, because she didn't give up on me. We did have some conflict, but I mean, that's because as a parent, I'm not a parent. I don't have kids, but as a parent, she has sacrificed so much, and she's done so much, and she raised me to be her son. So for that to suddenly change, it was really hard for her. But she really did. She came through. She supported me 100%. Like, I love her. I I I owe her my life for everything she's done for me. And I don't mean to become emotional about it, but I mean, she, if I hadn't had my mother, if I never had my mother, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have, I wouldn't, I wouldn't have admitted myself to the psych ward when I was about to kill myself. I wouldn't have done any of that. I would have been dead. I would have been dead because I wouldn't have had anything to live for. Like, my mom is the only reason that I'm here today. Like, my mom is the reason I'm here today because she brought my little sister, my little brother. She brought me into this world. She gave me an education. She she helped me understand myself, and she's so patient with me. And there's so many things that I've done, like to her growing up, and it's like, kids are cool, but I mean, we we eventually understand, and I just feel so sick to think that I was like that ignorant kid that talked back to your mom and wasn't grateful for the things she did. My mom's my hero. She's the only one that I will call my actual hero. She's my best friend, and she's the only reason why I'm here today. Like, I wouldn't be in this spot where I'm at right now talking to you guys if I hadn't had this supportive, loving, caring mother. And she told me that she'll love me no matter what. Doesn't matter who I am, because I'm her child, and she accepts me, and it's the most amazing thing. I'm blessed. I am blessed. Anyway. Sorry I play with my hair a lot. I love my hair. Yeah. I need to brush it. I'm not wearing makeup because I took it all off before bed and I decided to film a video. Yeah. So my story is, in the summary here, is I've always felt like a woman inside. Didn't understand it, why I felt like this. I got bullied for pursuing things related to it, and I went into hiding, and I lived a miserable fucking life because I chose to not go through with pursuing it because I was scared that everybody was gonna just pick on me for it, which I was already being picked on for similar things related to it, So, yeah. That's my story. It sums it up. I've always felt like a woman inside. I was always uncomfortable in my body when I was a teenager and a child. I just didn't know how to express it. I didn't know what to do. I ended up going through male puberty because of it. I wish I could have just said something sooner and I wouldn't have had to go through all the shit that I'm going through right now. But I mean, as a person, it's made me a lot stronger. You know? And I am so grateful to be alive right now. I'm so happy that I've got all the support and love from all these people that have come into my life. And my mom is being the top person that I've always relied on and will always go to when things get tough. So yeah, that's it, guys. That is my story. That is as clean, as clear as it'll ever get. I'm not gonna blow it out of proportion because there's no point. You know, honesty is our word is the only thing that we have that we can trust in ourselves and other people can trust in. I'm just talking, rambling, ranting, whatever. Anyway, guys, like I said, that's my story. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, comment. I don't care what you have to say if it's negative. Like, I'm gonna have a hater. There's gonna be haters. It's whatever, you know. I know, I've dealt with it. But here's the saying that I say. If you keep standing out in the open, you're gonna get shot. You gotta learn to hide in the undercover. Get away from it. Because if you keep standing out in the open, all those invisible bullets, aka words, are going to pierce you and they're going to hurt. So you just learn to dodge the bullets and you'll never be bothered by somebody insulting you or judging you or anything like that. Because you're strong and you will come out on top. Like, don't give a shit what people say if it's negative. If it's positive, take it. Take any positive comments, anything. If it's positive, take it. You don't shy it away. Just be like, oh yeah, that's just, yeah. Anyway. Oh, guys, I'm so nervous with videos, but I mean, I think I did okay. I'm a lot more confident than I was, but yeah. Like I said, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please like, subscribe, comment. Twitter, Instagram will be in the link below, description below. Jesus. And yeah, there's no annotations or anything like that. I am still not a big enough YouTuber to get that, unfortunately, but yeah. Anyway, guys, I love you all. I hope you have a wonderful night. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Bye.